Welcome back to our channel, the channel for the latest news and funny stories about Catherine, Princess of Wales, and her royal family. Today, we bring you funny moments, not news as usual. Prince Louis stole the show with 15 shapes of expression. As a supporter and admirer of Catherine, Princess of Wales, and her family, I've seen her family go through numerous ups and downs, including the agony and the joy. However, most of all, I sense love and pleasure every time I see images of her with a brilliant grin and wonderful spirit. Although I'm no longer a fan of her, but I've fallen in love with her children, Prince George, Prince Charlotte, and especially Prince Louis. Every time she appeared in public, the media labelled him as a monkey boy. Yet, I have another frame of view when it comes to the youngsters his age. Simply a sweet and little child that deserves to be loved. This is why I wrote this script, to show you all of his cutest moments in this most unique style. Let's embark on a joyful trip together right now. Are you ready for the laughing and smiling as bright as the world outside? Indeed, the Platinum Jubilee was indeed a major celebration staged inside the United Kingdom to commemorate the Queen Elizabeth's 70-year reign. And, indeed, the late Queen was felicitated by devoted people, including both her home and throughout the world. Yet, and just to be truthful, the weekend dedicated to Princess Catherine and Prince William's youngest child, Prince Louis, who is 4 years old. The Prince and Princess of Wales brought all three of their youngsters to various official functions for the very first time during the initial weekend of June. Although Prince George, 9, Princess Charlotte, 8, are accustomed to witnessing royal functions, infant Prince Louis is fresh towards the entire affair. And, due to his status as a lively 4-year-old, every sensation he had during the weekend seemed printed all across his face. He couldn't stop screaming, much more of his older sister, Princess Charlotte's chagrin. And now for the remainder of our enjoyment. In reality, a thorough examination of images of Prince Louis during the Platinum Jubilee reveals a considerable depiction of the range of human emotions, the love, pleasure, tiredness, and exhilaration, and perhaps most importantly, the sass. Let Prince Louis to serve your emotional consultant. When the weather is too hot to be lovely. I'd assume all three of the Cambridge youngsters were in an extremely bad mood throughout their buggy trip amid shouting mobs of admirers in the sweltering, blistering heat. Their expressions resemble essentially giant no thank yous. After you've gotten your fill. Have there been times when you wish that you could have done what Prince Louis performed during the Trooping of the Colour? To let those around you understand you've had plenty of, drape your hands around your ears and yell at the top of your lungs. Whenever you're in a snarky mood, there are a Platinum Jubilee ceremony, Prince Louis was always the beloved snarky tiny prince because once he waggled his forehead at his mother and declared, "I really shouldn't think so," with such an expression. Summon up the legendary picture of your own benefit and the following time when you need a boost of sass. When you are restless as possibly can be, Prince Louis spent hours watching the Trooping the Colour from the terrace at the palace. Once he'd got sufficient information, he expressed for everybody that he'd gotten bored. Iconic. When it comes to an old-fashioned burn, I'm delighted Prince Louis resurrected this term with no moniker, but everybody understands what it implies. It's essentially a na-na-na boo-boo expression, and it's wonderful. Whenever the Queen realises you're a celebrity, observe at how Queen Elizabeth is looking at Prince Louis. Although she recognises him as the star, I wish we could all have the same feeling about themselves. Whenever you do not really mind who you irritate. Princess Charlotte apparently certainly got enough of her brother's pranks during the viewing of the Trooping of the Colour. Although he didn't seem to mind, this is standard behaviour for the young toddler. Once you've prepared for the festivities. Certainly, Prince Louis has been a bit of a brat, yet nobody is able to deny his passion for the Platinum Jubilee. He appears to be set to begin his first pounding at the club. While you've become bored with listening, Princess Catherine must have been pretty patient once Prince Louis crawled through every place and gave her an expression. Even though she attempted to whisper instructions to him, he responded by covering his lips and looking away majestically. That's just what she receives for attempting. Suddenly, you realize you're in trouble. Prince Louis has been passing over to his father, Prince William, and judging from either the expression on his face, the Duke seemed to be laying down the rules, at least for a second. As you've been arranging the future assault, Princess Catherine appears to still be appreciating some peace and quiet when her smallest kids sit alongside her, silently contemplating his next strike. Because once you locate your closest buddy, Prince Louis walks over with his grandfather, Prince Charles, and sits on his knee, looking like lengthy friends. We're very excited to have been spending out time with each other. It's so lovely. Whenever your narration becomes a bit too enthusiastic, Prince Louis seemed as though he were delivering a great story during the Queen's anniversary celebration. Though I'm sure we've all been over it, with each motion, the tale expands. When it comes to having enjoyment, Princess Catherine can't stop giggling at Prince Louis, and so can't we, particularly when he's creating this expression. Once you're prepared to get started, and after a little wrangling with his mother, Prince Louis was prepared to behave himself, lovely and gentle, snuggling for an entire time. He understands the reason for his actions. I created this written to put on my blog. Several followers of the little kid react and share their feelings on the royal family's cutest prince. One said, "I constantly long for the coming of Prince Louis. He always pleases me. They are a great gift to the world and allowing me to recall all of my memories regarding my grandchild. My granddaughters and I spend a lot of time watching every single movie on Prince Louis. My kid told me Prince Louis is so wonderful. I wish I could meet someone like him when I grow up." Another observation, at his age, everything happens all the time. Yet, I see Catherine dealing with his conduct so well. I believe she's effectively applying the Middletons of education on him. In the future, we shall witness a magnificent prince. This little kid is really lovely. Thank you for sharing your photograph with us. I simply hope that we could include the video of Princess Catherine's 3 children into another video. Seeing all of them like this is quite soothing. I really don't want to miss a single minute of these kids' lives before they grow up. You know how quickly kids grow up, and you'll never get to experience this happiness when they're older. So thank you for watching today's video. What do you think of Prince Louis's expression? I hope you enjoy this video, and don't forget to let us know what you think. But for the time being, farewell.